Hello and welcome back to my channel. And if you're watching this video, you might be one of the millions of SBA applicants who've applied to get an SBA loan only to get an email saying, this is a duplicate. And you're thinking, well, now what? And you don't quite understand, why am I getting this? Well, in this video, I'm going to talk a little bit about what that means and what you need to do. So, if you actually do get that email, that dreaded email, it's a duplicate. This application is a duplicate, and therefore we're going to delete this application and move forward with the initial loan application. Now, the email is something similar to this, but not quite in that wording. It will also include your application number that has been deleted. So this is what you need to do. First, find out, well, why did I get it? You need to think really hard about why you may be getting this email. Now, here are a couple reasons why you received that. One, you've already applied for a loan via SBA. Now, this whole SBA program and the Target EIDL for the COVID all started 1 year ago in March. As soon as COVID hit, all of a sudden the programs also hit. Okay? Now, if you applied, you may have forgotten. Let's say you applied in April or March of 2020, and now it's April or March of 2021. You may have forgotten, especially if you weren't funded. If you were funded, then you may actually have remembered. But if you weren't funded, then you're thinking, well, it's a new year. Let me just apply again. Not how the SBA works. You cannot apply again. You cannot apply more than once to SBA for the same business, and that is the reason it's going to flag it as a duplicate. So it's very important to remember that you do not reapply if you've already applied to the SBA. No matter when you applied, you cannot reapply again. Now, you may be thinking, but wait a minute. This is a different business. Now, if you're in a situation where you applied, but it's for a different business, and then you received the duplicate email, then you may have some things that you may have to do. Regardless of whether or not you apply because it's a different business or you applied because you thought it's a new year, you want to reapply, you applied a long time ago and you just figured that would be the process, there is a way to fix or correct this. Okay? So, but first let's talk about if it's a different business. The business information must be completely different than your other businesses. So if you're applying for a different business and everything is similar, well, of course it's going to be flagged as a duplicate because everything is similar. And what should not be similar? Well, let me go ahead and give you a list of what should not be similar. The tax ID. If you have more than one business, the tax ID should be different, all right? Make sure that that is. Ensure that you have different email addresses. So the way SBA works, SBA pretty much sends all information via email. I mean, that's literally the mode of communication. If you have the same email address for two different applications, it can get a little confusing for them. So of course they're going to flag it as a duplicate. So what you want to do is make sure that you have a different email address for each of your business. Business name. Be careful with your business name. All right. This can be very straightforward, but just make sure that your business name is actually different, and even the telephone number. You want to prove that this is a different business, and you don't want the system to automatically flag it as a duplicate. So when you're adding a different business to the system, make sure that at least these three criterias are different, are changed, okay? So I received the duplicate email, or you received the duplicate email, and then it's like, well, what do I do? Well, one, you can actually call SBA, and they may be able to give you a little bit more detailed explanation of what happened. And not only that, they will also be able to tell you when you had applied before. If you can't remember if you applied, they can tell you when you applied and what the decision was for that application. Now, if you have a separate business and you're very certain that this is not a duplicate, then the only way to correct this issue is one, you must find your original application number and you must send in a reconsideration request. If you don't know what your original application number is, that's okay. Call SBA, call them at the number that is listed on the email that you received and talk to an agent. Now, when you talk to an agent, please be kind, please be courteous to them. They're there to help you. So when you call them, tell them that you've got this duplicate email, but you don't remember when you applied, if they could check on it, and they should be able to give you those details, your application number and when you originally applied. All right? And then you can use that to send in a reconsideration request. If it's a different business, you must send in the reconsideration request and you must explain the difference in the business, all right? And again, these are the documents that you must attach when you're sending in a reconsideration for a separate business to explain that this is a different business. A recent tax return of that business. An EIN number sent from the IRS showing the business name and the tax ID. And of course, you must send in the 4506-T filled out correctly. And I actually created a video. You go check out that video on how to actually fill out the 4506-T so it's not rejected multiple times. All right. Now, if the situation is that you actually applied before and you did not even realize it, you use the same steps. You must send a reconsideration email, you must include your federal tax return, and you must include your 4506-T. Do not worry about including your EIN from the IRS. Okay? So, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, please list it in the comments below. Please like and share this video so this useful information can get to those who actually need it. Okay? Any additional questions, please click below and check out my other videos if you're having issues trying to get that loan from the small business. I hope some of these videos are actually useful to you. Thank you for watching. Goodbye. God bless.